That's right. One of Hollywood's biggest leading men in the 80s and 90s, known for those huge roles, like you said, Top Gun, The Doors, Batman Forever. He was actually Juilliard trained, one of the youngest to ever be accepted into that program at 17. So, really showing his chops early on and his early career, really highlighting all of those successes. His film debut, starring in the spy spoof film Top Secret in 1984, before skyrocketing to stardom as Tom Cruise's co-star in Top Gun, one of his most famous films. And one of the most challenging roles that he said he ever played was playing Van Morrison in the 1991 Oliver Stone film The Doors, which led to some of his highest profile films, including Tombstone, Heat, and then Batman Forever, which everyone knows him for, playing Batman in that film. Now, he did say that he actually sent Oliver Stone for The Doors an 8-hour tape of him singing to prove that he could play Van Morrison in the film. So really dedicated to his work in the height of his career in the 80s and 90s.
Indeed, a lot of reports saying that he really immersed himself in roles and spent a long time preparing many of them. You mentioned there is a prominent leading man in the 90s. He's often, though, said to have fallen out with directors and co-stars. And we did see him go from that very quick fame to his career somewhat stagnating.
That's right. Starring in a variety of roles in the late 90s, including The Saint in 1997. Before his career took a bit of a hit due to that reputation you were talking about in Hollywood as temperamental, tough to work with. In fact, Batman director Joel Schumacher, very famous director, called Kilmer, quote, the most psychologically troubled human being I've ever worked with. So those are really strong words coming from the Batman Forever director. And Val Kilmer did take himself out of the next film in that series as well, as he was sort of overshadowed by some of his co-stars there. Beyond that, some of the career and why he didn't have a prolonged or sustained career was his battle with health issues. In most recent years, his most high-profile one being throat cancer, which he was diagnosed with in 2015. And that resulted in a procedure on his trachea that actually left him barely able to speak. He released a documentary called Val that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 2021, which showed him needing a breathing tube to help speak, and he really was very limited in his speech, which obviously as an actor does not allow for a prolific career in his later years. But despite his illness, he did appear alongside Tom Cruise in the 2022 sequel Top Gun Maverick with a very limited speaking role because of the issues from his throat cancer.
Indeed, a impressive return there, an impressive career of Val Kilmer, the American actor who has died now at the age of 65, dying